So in today's video, I will make a video on how import export works. Like it's a complete a book, you can say. I will read and you can listen it. Let's start. It's a complete book. Starting a new export import business can be a challenging task. New enters entering the world of export will likely have 1,000 questions, ranging from the documents required, right? The legal guidelines they must adhere to. Unfortunately, this information is rather scattered across different sources on the internet, making it difficult to find. So, this book will help you to understand the import export business. Everything, you can say, everything I will tell you about import export aims to guide budding new exporters through the process of setting up their export business. Module 1: Introduction and Opportunity in Export Import Business. Starting an export business is a goal of more than thousands of merchants and businessmen. Like an export business, import business is also very profitable business if an importer proceed with the right strategy. However, long term succeed and profitability of import business greatly depends on the importer knowledge, understanding about the international market, foreign market analysis. Today, importing goods for from abroad has become a big business. Everything from beverages to car and a staggering list of other products that one might have never imagined has now become the part of global import. So millions of products are bought and sold, represented and distributed somewhere else, somewhere in the world on the daily basis. Exporter, importer, and their type. So I will describe you how many types of exporter are there. Exporter who person or entity sending or transporting the goods from out of the country. The importer who is a person entity buying or transporting goods from another country into the importer home country. The carrier which is entity uh, handling another physical handling the physical transportation of goods. There are different categories of exporter like merchant exporter, manufacturer exporter, service exporter, project exporter, and deemed exporter, etc. On the basis of direct and indirect method of exporting, export market organization in India are classified into the following categories. Who is a merchant exporter? Number one is merchant exporter. Most of exporter, 60% of exporter you can say are merchant exporter. Merchant exporter means a person engaged in trading activity, exporting or intending to export goods. Merchant exporter procure the material from the manufacturer and export in his firm name. His merchant exporter procedure, the order from international market. Merchant exporter does not have own manufacturing unit or processing factory. Merchant exporter can export the excisable goods either directly from the premises of the manufacturer or with the selling of export consignment or through his premises under claim for rebate or under bond. Merchant exporter are the exporter who purchase, means who purchase the goods from the manufacturer and they directly export. They are involved in trading activity, not in manufacturing activity. So they do not manufacture the goods. They only find buyers through social media, through paid data, through embassy data, and they get connected and they procure the goods. For example, rice, they procure the rice from the rice mill, textile from textile factory. Sorry, my mispronunciation. So yeah, they procure the goods and then send to the buyer in the advance payment mostly, right? And LC as well. There are multiple payment terms. I will discuss you further more in this video. So, who procure the goods from the domestic market and sell them into the foreign market, they enjoy several advantages. There are several advantages of becoming a merchant exporter. If you are not a manufacturer, very good, you have several advantages. Limited capital, you don't need to invest 10 of crore, 50 of crore into manufacturing setup and then go to export. You can enjoy limited capital, specialization in market. You can specialize your market. For example, agriculture market. There are agriculture products like rice, like fresh fruit, vegetables. There were marine products. So, like these are the agriculture products you can say. So you can specialize large markets here. You can choose one or two segment, three segment, four segment as per your distribution, as per your team. What is meant by manufacturer exporter? Manufacturer exporter means a person who manufacture goods, export or intend to export such goods. The manufacturer exporter procures and process raw materials at his factory and export finished products. Here, manufacturer exporter procure the export orders and export by their own name. The manufacturer may also appoint agent in abroad, like he can get a sales agent in abroad. uh, they enjoy several advantages. First hand information about for market. He will get first hand information, obviously. Exercise a direct control over marketing activity. Yes, he can exercise a direct control. The customer feedback he can get. Enjoy full benefit of export incentive. He can enjoy full benefit of export incentive provided by the government, like the DBK duty drawback, like the road tab, like the ROSCTL, specialized for textile apparel promotion council, like the APC provide. Enjoy full benefit. Yeah, every enjoy greater profits and goodwill in the market. He will create a goodwill by his name. For example, my company name is Rajesh Exim International, a good brand into the market. So yeah, what is meant by project exporter? Like who takes some time project and export. For example, construction project. For example, in what even interior designing project you can take from export, foreign country, get another currency and you are project exporter. So there are some status also. The government of India introduced the concept of status holder in India in year 1960. Export houses was the first category introduced by the government with the objective of promoting export by providing assistance of building marketing infrastructure and expertise required for export promotion. So yes, thereafter in year 1981, trading houses were introduced in order to develop new product, new market, particularly for the products of sales cottage industry. The categorization, their eligibility, nomenclature have changed since then. As per new foreign trade policy 2009-2014, status holders have been categorized as follows on the basis of their export performance. Service export. So you are not exporting any goods, you are exporting any service. For example, digital marketing, website designing, taxes and law, any other service you provide, software. So you are comes into service export. Considering the increasing share of services in total export of India, Government of India introduced the Service Export House in Exim Policy 2002-2007. As per this policy, the service provider who have achieved a stipulated level of export performance are eligible for recognition of status holder. Accordingly, they are eligible for all the facilities and incentives uh, given to the export and trading houses. These facilities include import of capital goods under EPCG scheme, passenger baggage, import of restricted item, etc. The above categorization also applies to service providers. What is FEMA? The central government. Next topic is FEMA. FEMA is Foreign Exchange Management Act. This is an act to manage the foreign currency. The central government of India formulated an act to encourage the external payment and a cross-border trade is also known as Foreign Exchange Management Act (FEMA). Was introduced in 1999 to replace earlier Act FERA, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. FEMA was formulated to fill the loopholes and drawbacks of FERA, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, and hence several economic reforms. Major reforms were introduced in FEMA Act. FEMA was basically introduced in delegalize and have a liberal economy in India. Foreign Exchange Management Act. FEMA was introduced in India was to facilitate external trade and payments. In addition to this, FEMA was also formulated to assist orderly development and maintenance of the India forex market. FEMA outlined the formalities and procedure for the deadline of all foreign exchange transactions in India. These foreign exchange transactions have been classified into two categories: capital account transaction, current account transaction. Under the FEMA Act, the balance of payment is the record of dealing between the citizen of different countries in goods, service, and asset. It is mainly divided into two categories: capital account, current account. Capital account compromise all capital transaction, whereas current account comprises trade of merchandise. Current account transaction are those transactions who involve inflow and outflow of money to and from the countrying during a year. Due to trading and rendering of commodity, service, and income, the current account is an indicator of economy's status. As mentioned above, the balance of payment comprises current and capital accounts. The remainder of the balance of the payment is capital account, which consists of movement of capital in the economy due to capital receipts and expenditure. Capital account recognize domestic investment in foreign asset, foreign investment in domestic. Role of FEMA in export. Authorized person could facilitate forex trading. However, the act empowered by RBI to put several restrictions on their capital account. Authorized persons were expected to provide details and information regarding forex transaction to RBI on a regular basis. FEMA law allowed Indian residents to carry out transaction in forex. So today we will continue from like next video we will continue from page 4. So here we are stopping. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Thank you.